well. Just last week you described your performance as a shocker. This week, I think it was a good performance. You guys must be really chuffed. You got the 5 points, and it's not well done.
Yeah, that was the thing with the 5 points. Yeah, the team responded. I think one of the big what is tough is you lose so much confidence with something like last week. And I thought for a lot of today, whilst we did exactly what the plan was, and this guy led by example in terms of that, you could see we still lacked a bit of confidence. And some of the same stuff was there in the first half. There's been a penalties and but the way we fought through that makes me very proud. The team responded. The faults you could see last week of us being lateral and loose, but physically the way Joe carried up the middle, it was really, really good. It was just a critical thing, and I think it's hard. The last thing you want to do as a coach is tell the guys, we can't afford to lose, or we're going to miss out on Champions Cup and everything. That was the truth. We didn't go and do much about it. But it doesn't fill you with confidence. They're saying, listen, we've hosted, like I did say to them, we've hosted 6 home playoffs, and we're probably not going to do that this year. And to try and so it doesn't build confidence. I mean, being in the corner we were in. So it's a massive credit to them for the way they fought out and came back. I thought it was a really, really compelling performance in the end.
Your captain, you spoke about, it's a captain's innings tonight. I mean,
it really was a captain's innings. Yeah.
Physical, very physical. One of his best games probably in 3 years. So, just someone, how do you feel for that? It's been quite a while since you played such good rugby.
I think it feels very rewarding, especially after. It was a bit frustrating after the La Rochelle result. Obviously, getting the concussion wasn't ideal. Wanted to play Ospreys, obviously due to medical reasons. We've chosen not to. So it was really rewarding, but more chuffed for the team to get the result. Very, very happy for the team.
So Martin, you made some decisions to go for posts, which were interesting because I felt that just like your from last week to this week the risks were calculated, and you took this decision to just let the scoreboard roll.
Yeah, I think a topic that came up during last week was probably our conversion rate in the 22. I think we'd love it to be a bit higher, but I think I've spoken to Mani before the game, and I think a principle that we're going into the games is we want to come out of the 22 with some sort of points. The boys worked really hard to get into that position. We wanted a 2-score lead, and I think we got that. And when we got that, I felt that we could apply some pressure on them. Perhaps at times we could have gone for touch, but I'm just happy it went in our way.
And to latch on to that, for that 2-score lead, it paved the way for your try. That you could go to the corner there. Opposite to if you came back with nothing, could have deflated the guys, and look how they just turned up in that 50th.
Fully agree with you, and I think it's very important for a team's morale to get some sort of points when you're in the 22, because you could be playing really, really good rugby, but if the scoreboard is not in your favour, then it really doesn't matter. And I think that's probably the mindset that we'll try go in with for the next couple of weeks.
Coach, we often hear about Stormers rugby, and we haven't seen it in a little while in terms of some of the fluid rugby that we wanted to see. And it must be pleasing to see some of that on the field, especially that magical turn of
Yeah, I think if you've seen our game plan or our game model throughout, but we haven't, as you suggest, hasn't been the fluidity that we used to. So it's not like we've changed how we want to play. But it's just, you did right. This season just feels like, and maybe we've sort of reaped the rewards of the last couple of years where things like that do stick. This season from minute one, it's been really feels like, you put a hand up before it gets Connacht in the first game, and Andre Hugo does something under his arms and we score. This year, every time we do a chicken wing, it goes on the ground. It just feels, and I think you did right. And I think we've had glimpses a couple of times this season, and tonight, the way it finished, I felt like we had our sort of pomp and our pomp. It's an English word. He's naughty man. I can see it. I thought we had a little bit of our pomp back. I mean, we're not going to change how we play. I just think we all learned last week to be a bit more circumspect of we had to, it sounds such a dreadful cliche, doesn't it? Earn the rights, but we have to go and carry. And that's what I thought him, Joe, those carriers, everyone were exceptional tonight, And that opens up the spaces for those guys. And sometimes last week I just felt we were trying to get into it a bit too early, and then it goes wrong.
Yeah, we're talking about earning the right. Up front, the platform was laid there. Vietnam for sure got man of the match tonight.
That's because Shimmy is super sport. Look, I thought, listen, it was to get those scrum penalties. I actually thought we actually dropped off a little bit with it, but I mean, it kept in the first half massive pressure, and the whole pack responded. Because last week I think we felt that we got the hit, but we didn't get the sort of whole unit. And today we got it. It was exceptional, and so it's amazing to sit there and think, 54 minutes, should we put Salmaan Moerat, the world's best tight end, on? That was brilliant. But I just want to say that I thought Damien Willemse produced one of the, it's incredible performance tonight, like one of the best I've seen. And it's just remarkable, a guy who's, he's assured of his Springbok position. He's comfortable. And this game, you can just see how much it means to him. And that's what I like about probably the performance tonight. These guys are invested. Moved, Dan, Dub, those guys. But I thought Damien, that game's won. He runs in to make that steal. Jason Jenkins coming 100 k's now, sticks in the steal, gets the steal in a minute 78, whatever it is. I'm probably going to wrong by a couple of minutes. In a game that's won, I thought he was really brilliant here.
Where was it a bit more? I mean, you expected to beat this Leinster team, right? I mean, this is like a lot. So does that add to the pressure going into the game? Because not only do you need to win it for the log and everything else as well before, but now everyone looks at that team sheet from Leinster and goes, well, we should beat these guys.
I think it may have been the pressure felt like more like last week, where there was everything like playing. You guys know soccer, I don't, but he's a good team. Manchester City playing Portsmouth at home, everything to lose and not much to gain. Last week, this week, I think we felt genuine pressure because we know before South African teams entered the URC, they used to the best team in the Celtic League was Leinster, and the second team was Leinster B, and there's still a lot of international coaches, international caps up there, Ronak, Latour, Rikatai, the whole lot. And I just felt that because of our pressure, and they were playing today for a home, trying to say the home final fight. So we actually didn't feel, I don't think we had the expectation of winning this game, especially after last week. We were low on confidence, so it just felt like a pressure game for us. Not that we thought we'd run it over.
Just a question on coaching staff. I spotted JB Juni.
Yeah, he's lineouts. No, we've had it's been a hell of a nice experience. He's been with us the whole week. He's obviously was the Proteas batting coach or the white ball batting coach. But I invited him to come along, and he's actually been with us the whole week. A class actor. Wow. Yeah, he was trying to learn from us how rugby does things, but we've learned a lot from him. Very impressive individual. But he's just showing your ideas, brilliant, really impressive.
So just going on a tour now. The message from captain and coach now going on a tour. How different is the message from to avoid what happened previous tour?
Yeah, look, the previous tour was start of the season. Go to Glasgow, no, it's going to be a tough one, and then you have the disappointments, but it wasn't, we knew we'd come home and catch up and that sort of thing. Ospreys knocked us properly, so we're now in a must-win situation. Before the Ospreys, we thought, okay, maybe Galway we don't get, but we'll get Ospreys, we'll get Dragons, and we could. But the devastation of Ospreys was, we could have finished that night 2 points behind the Bulls, playing for a home playoff, and that's pretty much unrecoverable. So now it's a must-win tour. We never had that sort of feeling before, and I think our level of desperation, also touring with our Springboks, we took a sort of pretty, you were still out, it was I wouldn't say that it was our top team, but we rotated, we gave everybody 2 games, so this will be a different mindset, full metal jacket every week to try and win every game. We have to be better in those conditions, but I think we've made improvement. That's the one thing area I do think we've made improvements this season around the contestables. I mean, we won the contestable game tonight against admittedly Leinster, what you want to call them, but we won the contestable game well, so I was pleased about that.
So, Salmaan, you were injured, I think, during that tour, and you guys were not as successful. But apparently, you paid your own way there to support the guys. Is that true? And what did you take to learn from, and what can you guys do better?
I think we must address the elephant in the room. You know, we haven't been great on tour, and I think the team realizes that. I don't think so much our approach is that different compared to our home games. I just think that I don't really know what it could be on the road with us, but I think, like Dobson said, we're really excited about this challenge. We know this is a must-win tour. In that respect, we've never had anything like that before, so it's going to be really nice to see how that goes. And we've got our Springboks. You know, previously we haven't toured with them, so that really helps to have some comrades on tour. Sometimes you do get ahead of yourself, but it's going to be really interesting.
Gavin? You speak about going overseas, but at this time of the year, it's like comparing the November tour to now isn't really comparing apples to apples. You're going there. I think Norman said it during the week that you're almost better off maybe going there. The type of game compared to last week. Tonight's weather was okay, but compared to last week, where it was felt like we could have been a Swansea.
Yeah.
You've got that. And sorry, just to expand on that question. There's a good chance, obviously, you're going to have to play away in the sort of final series. That could also, it's also going to be somewhere over there then, obviously. It's
big difference. On that tour we lost to Glasgow 20 points to 9, where we had 2 yellow cards at the same time. Every other thing was one score, and you're right, the weather was atrocious. Last time we were in Galway, were we in Galway last time? It snowed at captain's practice, which is off-putting for us. The snow was coming like this. So it's a big thing, artificial thing in spring. It's a big change for us. I think it was one of my frustrations of the scheduling over the last while. 7 o'clock in Cape Town, okay, it's great not to play it in December for those spectators to sit on the east stand, because it's really tough there. But to be 7 o'clock here, and the tonight was better, but it felt last week, Toby Booth said, it was welcome to Swansea. The final last year, 7 o'clock in June, against a field that was absolutely finished, it was like playing at Thurman Park, other than the crowd, So that is reason for optimism for us, because both those Dragons have got an Odessa field, semi-field, and Galway's now artificial. So in that good weather, it should help us a lot.
Well, guys, last questions, please. Ayanda?
Mike's got it.
Oh, it's not me. Yeah, it's Brian.
I remember last season you were sitting there saying kids will come back and Brokos will be playing. And how much if you have him?
How much?
How much if you have him from the national point of view?
Massive.
It's a message that for who? Kitsy?
Yeah,
we would have been in trouble now. We flew Leon Lyons to the Greek quiz a couple of weeks. Like I said to you, I think meeting you here yesterday, he's got to go down. I can't think of a great stormers. He hasn't played for the Springboks. But the way he's moving at 39 years old, I'm talking to him about playing next season again. It's just remarkable. I can't say enough about him. A team guy, everything, special human being. One of the greatest stormers.
Great, guys. Thanks so much.